This is JMD Mateus, and you're listening to Into the Night, a Moon Knight podcast.
Yes, welcome back, loony listeners. You are listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. This is episode 184. You are with your High Priest Khonshu Ray, and I am joined with returning with me. He joined earlier in the week, Locklear Tier Petruni, executive producer and IT scribe Justin the Owl Osgood. Justin, welcome.
Thank you, Ray. Thanks for having me, and thank you, loonies, for listening as always.
Yes, it's always fun having you on, Justin. Have a good old yarn about stuff. And earlier in the week, we just had just a nice fun chat about Moon Knight, some different scenarios. This episode, we are bound by the full moon, which means we are doing a Moon and Stars Moon Knight on film. And tonight, loonies, Justin and I will be looking at the Moon Knight fan trailer for the upcoming Disney Plus Moon Knight TV show starring Oscar Isaac. So this one should be pretty cool to look at, Justin.
Yes, very excited about this.
Yes, as always, loonies, a big thanks to our gracious patronies for sponsoring the show. It really does help. It allows us to grow a bit more as a show, do different things, and such as this, we're able to actually release a little bit more frequently as well. So a huge thank you to Daniel, Justin, or should I say the Owl, Derek, Wayne, Jordan, Josh, James, Russell, and Anthony. A huge thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Also, a big thank you to Hello Headphones, empowering gamers to play at their best, and Dreamland Comics, the superhero superstore. So, Justin, here we are.
Yes,
Before we get into that, actually, I just wanted to... I forgot to mention last episode. So, I did drop a little bit of tidbit. Hopefully, there's no pressure for you, Justin. But we've been talking about the serial for the show.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and we've been talking about potentially, because Justin, you are an ITK scribe, not only with articles, but potentially writing some episodes.
Yes, I'm very excited about this as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you? I know you've divulged some stuff to me. Anything else that you can probably tease the loony listeners with?
Well, I'm going to be introducing some new characters to the serial. Mm-hmm. And these are ones, I won't spoil too much about it, but these are ones that have kind of very obscure tangential ties to the original Moon Knight comic book series.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I'm excited to.
I think that's I think that's a great idea. When you told me about that, it's like, yes, this is cool, because of course we have to tread carefully with infringements and such.
Right.
But I love the idea, because it's always meant to have been an audio adventure, really just loosely connected to Moon Knight. But if you get the odd reference here and there, I think that's pretty cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, loonies, keep an ear out as it comes to hand. Look, at the moment, with season 1 wrapped up, there's just a little bit of downtime needed to write a bit more. There are ideas aplenty. I can't wait to get cracking into it. So, so Justin and I will be, and maybe others as well. I don't want to confirm nor deny anything.
Okay.
You might want to throw their hat in the ring, and we'll get some really cool episodes coming your way. So I can't wait for that. But that's from our side of the not filmmaking but storytelling from our podcast. We are looking, Justin, at this Moon Knight trailer. So this was released in November 11th. Last year, 2020. It was edited by Solient Brack 1. So I don't know if that is a real name or a code name or an alias, but that's the credit and the account that this comes from. And what we have is a cast that he or she has used in this trailer. The trailer goes on for about 2.5 minutes. And so we have Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight. We have Annabelle Wallace as Marlene. We have Toma Capon as Frenchie. Josh Hartnett as Jack Russell. We've got, oh my gosh, Jimin Hoon-soo as Bushman. So how do you...
Yeah, I think it's Hansu. Yeah,
Hansu, yeah. Jimin Hansu as Bushman. Peter Mullen as Bertrand Crawley. And we have Taraji P. Henson as Detective Flint. So, Justin, actually, before we get into that as well, so one, I mentioned what a prediction that Solient has done by. There was always speculation about Oscar Isaac. Look, it hasn't been confirmed yet as well, but it's looking more and more likely, right?
Well, I was going to ask that. I thought that because everything that I've read, it seems to confirm that he has been cast, but at this point, is it all just purely optimistic speculation, or is it...
It's weird. I mean, there's no official announcement from Disney Plus or MCU yet, and Looney's. I could be wrong at the time that this airs because we are recording a bit earlier. There may be an announcement been already, but what we're working with was Greg Middleton. He's a cinematographer. He dropped on Twitter that he's working on the show, and he dropped how excited he is to be working on the project and to be working with Oscar Isaac.
Okay.
Yeah, an indirect kind of confirmation there that Oscar Isaac will be Moon Knight. And then also more recent news as well, Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson, they're a couple of filmmakers. I've got here in my notes, they're known for some horror, some sci-fi stuff, The Endless and Synchronic. They've been confirmed as some directors for some of the episodes in the upcoming Moon Knight show. And again, they mentioned something along the lines of, I'm so excited, I can't believe it, and we get to work with Oscar Isaac as well. So
it's basically confirmed.
It sounds pretty much confirmed. So I think again, what's the time? The time of we are recording, just to let you know, Looney, it is the 11th of January, so we're recording this early. At the time of this recording, there has been no announcement, but who knows? By the time that our voices get out there in the airwaves, there, Justin, there might be a confirmation to kind of, I guess, squash this because everything's leaking. It's leaking like a sinking ship.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's kind of every week there's a new little blurb or something about it.
Yeah. But I guess going back a bit before we get into the trailer again as well, Justin, any thoughts on? Are you familiar with Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson as filmmakers?
I looked at the resume that was listed in the article, and the only thing that I was familiar with it was VHS Viral.
Okay.
Because I'm also a big horror fan. I love horror films, and I loved I think there were 3 of them, the VHS films.
Okay.
And that, I think, was the 3rd, and that was very good. And if I remember the segment that they directed in that one, I thought that was very, very well done. So I haven't heard of these other films that they've done, but if it's as good as that segment that they filmed for the VHS movie, then I would be very happy to check those out.
Yeah, I'm very unfamiliar with their work as well. I'm going to have to do a little bit of YouTubing, catch up with some of the stuff they do. I just read in that article as well. I mean, is it Synchronic with Anthony Mackie? So, they haven't got any trouble directing like bigger stars. So the likes of Oscar Isaac will be pretty cool. And I guess we'll see how the showrunner Jeremy Slater wants to take Moon Knight. It seems more and more that he is going for, and fingers crossed, maybe a horror element, which I'd love to see for Moon Knight.
I love that too. I think honestly that's kind of what's missing from the Marvel scope right now is a horror element. We've kind of got the big flashy superheroes, we've got the street level vigilantes, we've got the weird stuff. We don't really have any kind of true horror stuff. And I think in the next Doctor Strange film that they were going to go all out horror for that, but
Yes.
who knows when that's going to be, you know? So
Yeah.
it would be cool to see something like that in a series, in
Yeah.
a show. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if they do go down that path, will we see Dracula, Justin?
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, but they've got to do Werewolf by Night. They've got to do Jack Russell. Got to do that first.
Absolutely. Absolutely as well. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, that really kicks off. And for me, when you say horror and Moon Knight, that's the first thing I think of. I think of Jack Russell, Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
So, Loonies, what I'll do now, it's only audio because this is a podcast. I'm going to play for you the trailer. And after that, Justin, let's get into it.
Sure, definitely.
All right, so this is the trailer, as mentioned by Solient Brack 1. It is a fan-made trailer for the upcoming Moon Knight TV show.
Just when I think life could get any weirder.
Who are you?
The man of the hour.
With dissociative identity disorder, the different identities live in your body.
One of me.
I care about you. You saved my life. I think you should know something. You know I work with a group of archaeologists who developed this theory. The Egyptian god of death. I need you to know something. You're alive, and I don't know how.
My child. Born of death. You don't know your own strength. But I do. From the past you left behind. And the future that lies ahead. He'll give you a heart attack. It's like you're dead.
That's a lot more dangerous than you think.
But I can't walk out on this world. Why are you helping me? Because of my son. You have the most important role of all.
Yes, so that was the trailer, which was very, very well done, I think.
Yeah, superb.
Yeah, I don't know, when you were watching it, Justin, when you saw it, I wonder how long it took him to actually find those bits to paste together, because it seems quite seamless.
It does. It must have taken him forever, but that's some truly top quality work there. I was really impressed with all that. It was very seamless, all the editing. Yeah.
Did you recognize many of the films?
I recognized the gentleman from The Boys. I always forget his name, but the Toma Capon, yeah. Tomer Capone, yeah.
Yep.
I recognized him, but the movie with Jimon Honsu, I don't know what movie that is. Did you recognize that one?
No, No, I recognise very little. Similar to you, I recognise Frenchie. In this iteration, is Frenchie again from The Boys. I think he's great. I think he's really good in that Boys TV
He
show.
is. And actually, when I first saw him in that show, there was a little voice that, he'd be really good as Frenchie in Moon Knight too.
Yeah, me too. But apart from that, Josh Hartnett as werewolf, only because it was him, and he's a werewolf in the Penny Dreadful TV shows. So,
yes.
So that footage was from that TV show, which is a stellar TV show, by the way.
I haven't seen any of that, but I'll have to check that out too.
Justin, do yourself a favor. Really, it's really good. Season 1. Oh, actually, season 1 and 2 were my favorites.
Nice.
And they had a third one. Yeah, but those were the only two. The Honshu footage, even the mercenary footage of Oscar Isaac. I'm not, apart from Poe Dameron, and Apocalypse. I don't know much of Oscar Isaac's stuff. I've heard he's done some good stuff.
I don't either. I haven't seen any other films beyond those Star Wars films and the Apocalypse film. But yeah, I know that he's gotten a lot of acclaim for his other roles, so that's a good indication that they're good films, hopefully.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were very well suited. So, just looking back, there's some scenes of Oscar Isaac at a bar, which is pretty cool. Could be Jenna's Diner, you never know. And there are quick cuts to him, again, in very, very appropriate attire, as you can immediately recognise Jake Lockley. Stephen Grant, there's a short little bit as well, and of course in his Merc gear as Mark Spector.
Yeah, and I really liked the kind of how he panned between the different images and how you could see, being a Moon Knight fan, you can immediately pick that out. Oh, that's Jake, or that's Stephen.
Yes, absolutely. The music to this was really cool as well. I just think it really set the tone. And I mean, there are even, I'm just having a quick look here. There's one with anyone with a baseball cap on. I guess you can associate as Jake Lockley in a car. You associate as a cab driver. So there's one there of Oscar Isaac just driving, it seems, in the car with a hat on. No moustache, but that's not a be all end all. So again, really very good. And then shots of a cab. Now the next person that we see is Crawley here. What was your take on this, I guess, interpretation? Peter Mullen. It's not even his interpretation of Crawley. I wasn't
expecting that. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I would have, if it had been me, I would have had Peter Mullen play Flint, Detective Flint, more over Crawley.
Yes, actually, for me that looked. Although having said that, I didn't mind them playing around with the character of Detective Flint and having him as a her.
I didn't mind
in this.
Either.
Yeah. Do you think we might get? I mean, this is not here nor there, and it doesn't really matter. But do you think that we will get some I don't know, what do you call them? Reboots, some different interpretations of characters when the show eventually comes?
Yeah, I think we'll see a couple. I do. Yep. Yeah, I think we'll see a couple. I don't really know who yet, but I think we'll see a couple, and I think that they'll handle it well. I don't think it will seem forced or contrived.
No, yeah. I certainly think those up for it would be, would be Crawley and Detective Flint. I was also going to say Marlene and Frenchie, but that news that we had of the casting, I think it kind of has dispelled that now. I think, unless I can't remember from the casting, they say all ethnicities, but all four of those could easily be not who you'd think, or coming straight from the comic books,
right.
Yeah, so we get a different in this fan trailer. We get a different kind of Crawley. He kind of, for me, I think the first reaction I had was he looks kind of like a fisherman.
Yeah, I thought that too. He should be down at the docks or something.
Yeah, or someone at the docks,
hanging at the docks.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, it's still well placed in here. So then you get a quick shot of Mark or Oscar Isaac quickly as Stephen Grant, Mark Spector, and Jake Lockley, again, really brilliantly edited together.
That's tremendous work. You could tell a lot of precision, a lot of attention to detail went into this, and it was definitely paid off.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of tweaking involved, because surely the audio could not have fit. So this editor must have ripped. I'm assuming voices from the same actors saying stuff that's not necessarily related to the visuals. So
relaying it top. Yeah.
So for instance, here, who was Annabelle Wallis? Are you familiar with her?
No, that was the first I'd seen of her, but she would make an excellent Marlene. She definitely looks like Marlene.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think she'd be a very good Marlene. And it'd be funny if someone took a leaf out of this fan trailer and turned her into Marlene. Wouldn't it be funny?
It would be funny, yeah.
Yeah, or actually, having said that, it may have quashed any chance that she has now, because
maybe
it's like, oh no, she was in that fan trailer, we can't get her. So
maybe she hates superheroes too. That's possible.
But yeah, Annabelle Wallis, I haven't done the research, I don't know who she is, but she does well in here. She's very well suited, and she, in this trailer, she's in it's like a dinner conversation with Mark, talking about, and this is where I was talking about the cutting other dialogue, because I don't believe she says everything she does at the scene where she's on the table.
They're having a pretty serious chat.
And so just we get some nice shots here of, I wonder if they used some from Age of Apocalypse, because there's a nice little establishing shot of a pyramid.
Pyramids, and there was that scene too where there's some hieroglyphics on a wall.
Yes.
And a hand going across them, and I thought that might have been from that too.
Oh, that could have been, yeah, for sure. Oh, no, that would make sense. As long as they don't get a blue Oscar Isaac, walking in front of, then the editor's done well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, did you watch the movie? Did you like it?
I did not. I did not like that movie. No.
Okay.
I was not happy with any of the interpretations of any of those characters.
Yeah.
I wish that I could say I did, but I didn't.
But having said that as well, I'm part of the problem here, Justin, because I did not like the movie as well, but I bought the Blu-ray.
Did you?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't. Yeah, I've watched it.
10 years from now, it might grow on you.
Yeah, exactly. Then I'll unwrap the plastic and I'll watch it. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So I just had to complete the set. So
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So staying on with Annabelle Wallis, she, I guess this is the reason why the editor picked her as well. There's some footage of her, and again, I would be hard pressed to know what film, but she looks like she's an archaeologist as well. She's in what looks like Egypt, I'd say. I could be totally wrong, but it works again really well with his other shots that he has. And that's followed by, so we see there's a lot of gunfire and stuff. Again, it looks like it's in Egypt. It could be in North Africa somewhere, and not necessarily Egypt. And then we have the first one of the first shots here of Bushman, Jimon Hounsou. He's a very good.
Yeah, he's been. He was Korath in the Marvel movies. He was Korath.
Yeah.
So he's already been in a few Marvels, but
he could
still be great as Bushman. He would be.
Yeah.
He would be.
He would be good. He can be. He was a little comical in the Guardians, but he can. I reckon he can do scary
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he's a really good actor. He could
Yeah.
pull that role off when and some. Yeah.
This could be, I could be wrong, but maybe, because I know he was wasn't he in Blood Diamond as well? Maybe some of the footage
He was.
is from, yeah.
He was in that movie Blood Diamond. So yeah, that could be some of that.
And
yeah.
only because it was, I don't know, because it was not urban that I'm kind of associating that movie with this, and I know that was set in South Africa. Was that right?
Yeah, that was South Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, so that could, again, different terrain, but
Right. But that could be where they got the clips of that. Yeah.
yeah. So some really well shots there of Oscar Isaac screaming. Then there's some, like, I think it's treated shots here. It looks like that the editor has changed it from a day shot to a night shot. So it looks like it's evening, where we see Bushman in the helicopter and people talking. And again, really well done. The helicopter is whisking away a sarcophagus, or it could easily be the statue of Khonshu, that sort of thing. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, sorry, just moving along, there's a conversation with Oscar Isaac and Marlene, and then we get the blue night, the full moon. We get some people, some sand people. And this was a really cool, again, so there's details galore here. We get an establishing shot also of Grant Mansion, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah. And then what a great replica, or a great version of Grant Mansion too. I love that.
Yeah, I think that's how it would look, in my mind's eye.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And more kind of Egyptian, blinding light and hieroglyphs as well. Before we get Frenchie, and again, I think here's a cut scene that's not part of the scene. It could even be some scenes I dare say that maybe the editor has created himself. I'm not sure, but there's a scene of what seems to be Frenchie picking up a crescent dart.
Yes.
A moon, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can't remember that from The Boys, so I don't think that was him.
I wonder where they could have gotten that clip from, because when I watched it, I was like, "Ooh, what's that from?" With the crescent darts.
Yeah, it's very particular, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was kind of racking my brains to figure out where that could have come from, but
yeah, there's actually I should mention, I really lax on my details, but in the Moon Knight, the Moon Knight trailer that this is in YouTube, there's a whole list of credits that the editor puts, but he doesn't really say what. They're just kind of like titles of stuff. So I think he credits the scenes. So I'm going to have to go through it again. I'll put it in the show notes. And it kind of gives like a few words description of, and it's either the music or the scene or whatever. But that could lead to some answers to some of the movies that this has been ripped off.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check that out later too. I'm interested to see what these are. Yeah.
So again, establishing shots. Again, really cool. It looked like it was Oscar Isaac as a mercenary. 3 people in the photo, but it's quick enough that you don't see who else. I think it implies it's Frenchie and Bushman. We know that there's a close association between the 3 of them. Nice little shot there of Marlene and Mark then with an internal dialogue. And then we see a little bit of the suit as well. And again, Justin, I'm wondering, is this put in by the editor, or if not, where the hell is this suit come from? Because it kind of looks like a motorcycle suit.
It does almost, yeah.
Yeah, it's very enticing still. So again, this trailer is very, very well done in my eyes. And then so we start getting some action of what this potential Moon Knight can be. So we get very violent actions. Crawley, a lot of turning around. There's a lot of fast camera movement, and then there's a guy that just gets dropped on top of a car.
Which is very Moon Knight,
very, very Moon Knight as well. Yeah, exactly. I'm just waiting for. There was probably no footage out there of someone carving a moon into someone's forehead, but I reckon they would have used that if they could.
Well, I think we'll be seeing that before too long, maybe.
Oh yeah, I think so too. for sure. So we see a bit more of Crawley, a bit more street level now, just with Crawley, and again, Oscar Isaac as one of his other identities, probably Jake Lockley or something. And then there's only the one brief shot there of Detective Flint.
Yes.
Did you know that? And then, did you see what she was doing?
Yeah, she's doodling in her notebook.
That's it.
It's really cool. Yeah,
it's really cool. And again, I'm thinking,
where that's from. Yeah,
yeah. Or I'm wondering again, is it something that this editor has shot? Because it's only all you need is a few seconds, and you know, take nothing away from whoever drew that doodle, but it doesn't look, you know, it doesn't look like an accomplished doodler.
Well, I'm wondering too, though, Ray, because in the credits, the list of different films and things, there's the Moon Knight fan film, which Kate Butera did.
Right, they used some of that. Okay.
I'm thinking that might be where some of this stuff is coming from too.
Oh, okay. Well, absolutely. Well, if they do cite that, then because that had a lot of stuff. Maybe the Crescent Darts, for sure. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and maybe this doodle came from that too, with the drawing in her notebook. I just love that picture.
I love it as well. Listeners, if anyone knows where that doodle is from, write us in and let us know where that doodle is from.
Please let us know. We love that doodle.
Yeah, we do. So I think that's the only time that we do see Flint. Then we get Josh Hartnett, who I'm a fan from the Penny Dreadful series. He's a great. He did a great werewolf there, and so he's obviously Jack Russell, and we start to get some visuals, but then interspersed with again more bombings and destruction from what looks like to be Egypt. And there's some. I think you're right. I've just stopped on. There's a shot of a foot landing on the floor, which is meant to be Moon Knight. I have a feeling that could be from the Kate Butera fan film.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think.
Well, just yeah.
And that shot right after it of him flipping off the side of the building, I think is from that too.
That's pretty cool as well. And it was really quick as well. It actually looked like Mr. Knight. It could have been Mr. Knight.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. So a few New York cop cars just getting totaled. Yeah. It doesn't explain the story here, obviously, because the gentleman who's put this together is finding a hard enough time to actually edit it all. It's probably taken him years to do. But really good. You need a bit of action there. And I love that shot later on of there's someone in the autopsy room or the morgue.
Rising up the feet.
Yeah, exactly. And that could be from anything, really. I mean, we've seen that a lot, but it's still good because it just applies to this whole thing of resurrection with Mark Spector.
Yeah.
I wonder if they will, not focus on that, because that is a big thing, right? A lot of people gloss over the fact that he was resurrected, or was it the fact that he just kind of revived? You know what I mean? Maybe he wasn't truly dead, but I like this whole thing, especially with Resurrection War with Doug Mensch. He well and truly did resurrect Mark again. So it's an interesting kind of bit of Moon Knight, I think, that they really can explore.
Yeah, they don't talk about that much in the series, do they? They don't talk about that. He does mention it a couple times. Oh, I've died a couple times. You know, he mentioned it casually, and nobody believes him.
Yeah.
But they don't discuss that fact very much, and it was always kind of speculatory about the original death. You know, did he really die, or did he come back to life? And all of this stuff is a delusion, or is it real? That was kind of speculatory. But the second time, there's no room for interpretation there. He definitely did come back from the dead. So it would be cool if they did talk about that at some point.
Yeah, I mean, not to say that they'll go down this route, but and it depends on his relationship with Khonshu. But then you could effectively say that you really can't kill Mark Spector. Like, you know, I will die, but you know, I'll just be brought back, unless of course Khonshu. Yeah, exactly. Shake it off, unless Khonshu gets pissed off with him and decides to look for someone else. But
true.
Yeah, but I think that's a lot of fun that they could work with in it. So just moving here, we see a bit more Frenchie, and then we see some werewolf shots.
Yes.
Pretty cool. What the favourite of mine though, Justin, is after that, and I don't know where the life of me that this is from, but it's really cool. It's kind of like a stumbling person with a hood. It is absolutely Moon Knight for me, and it's
with the light coming from behind.
Yeah, towards the end. Yeah. That I'd love to see that shot in the TV show somehow as well, because we all know with the statue of Khonshu, and he takes that hood off. Off the statue. Oh, it's brilliant. So, yeah.
Do that. I hope they do that. Yeah.
So I mean, that is kind of that's pretty much the end of it. I'm just like looking at the last bits now. And
that great scene with overlooking over the city. Yeah.
Oh yes, that bit at the end is brilliant. I mean, again, of course, you can't expect too much, but maybe it's you can interpret it as Mark just recently from Egypt, because it looks like just a bedsheet over the person, but
right. He hasn't got his real costume on yet.
Yeah, but I mean that still looked really good. I'm just gonna flick back a bit, see if I can pause it on there. So there's a bit of post-production work there as well. I think I see there's a crescent moon which isn't part of that scene. I think it's changed the filter maybe, because it's like more purple and blue.
There's some colors going on there.
Yeah,
and the cloak almost looks red a little bit.
It does. Oh, Scarlet Facinera.
Ooh, yeah.
That's really geeking out now. It's like we're geeking out over a fan-made trailer. So it's like it could be whatever you want it to be.
I would love it if Scarlet was in the first series, though.
I would absolutely love it as well.
I don't know if they'll wait to show her maybe after the first season of the show.
Oh, I don't know. It's going to get like heart palpitations when they start announcing stuff like, this person's been cast as Scarlet Facinera, this person's been cast as Bushman. It's like, oh man, this is so cool.
Yeah, we've waited a long time for this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you can be bloody 100% sure that I'll be getting like the Funko Pops and all that will go along with this, because there's no doubt there's going to be stuff like that when the TV show comes about. So
for sure, yeah.
But we have a long time to wait, though. We do.
What,
not
a year?
Next, yeah. I mean, we've got plenty to keep us occupied with this year. So
that's true. We have the new WandaVision coming out. I think it's this week. Right?
Yes. Well, by the time this airs, we would have people be right into it. Now, I think they are airing the first 2 episodes on January 15th. So, so it's a double episode first up, and 9 episodes in total. So, from what was previously thought 6 episodes, we're getting a bit more. So, that will actually lead us straight into Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, good year.
Yeah, it'd be a very good year. But having said that, we'll get news as it drops, because as production ramps up, I guess we'll start to get stuff like that, and maybe even set photos, all that. We might even get like the costume revealed. Someone will take a photo of, Oscar Isaac, in a white suit, and everyone will be going, "Oh, it's Mr. Knight," So,
no, I can't wait. I can't wait for those pictures. And that we'll see them, because look at all these other leaks that we've had just in the last couple of weeks. For sure,
absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people with their fingers on the pulse for this. So even that, and Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, She-Hulk, I can't wait. It's just we are living in a truly a blessed time.
We are, yeah. This is a great time to be a comic book fan in general, yeah.
Yeah. Well, to round out this, Justin, we're going to use the Moon rating system again that we usually use on our comic book reviews. So I'd like to give the honour to you first. Firstly, which rating system would you like to use? And secondly, what would you give this fan trailer?
Well, I always like Connor Shue's rating system, so I'm going to I would give this one a 9. I think it's really good work. really good work.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, exactly for all the reasons that we pointed out earlier, I would give it a big full moon as well, from the Connoisseurs rating system. So a big 9. I think as far as fan trailers go, you really can't wet the whistle any better than something like this. Everything seems to work so well together. Even the little bits that the editor has done to tie it together, whether it be additional dialogue or doodles, they all seem to work really well. And I appreciate the amount of work that's gone into this. So a big 9 out of 10. It would have been a 10 out of 10, but no shot of Moon Knight itself, but that's really hard to do.
Yeah, definitely. That would have been tricky, but it also would have been easy for them just to lift a bunch of images from Caden Butera's film and just saturate the whole trailer with those. But they used those clips very sparingly and kept it more focused upon the actors, which was a great idea, much more effective.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm keen to actually backtrack now and maybe check out a couple of these films if I can find them in the credits. For instance, the one with Oscar Isaac as dressed in his Merc gear. I'd love to know what movie that is.
Yeah, I know. Looking through this list, it's hard to.
It's got to be in there somewhere.
Which one it is, but.
And same with Marlene, of course, be very difficult or very unlikely that we'll be getting this actor as Marlene, but to see, because there's that one shot of her in the desert as well. Again, I'm pretty keen to see what movie that's from and how it goes, and just in general. Yeah. She would make a great Marlene. I hope they cast Marlene well. I have a feeling. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I hope so. There's who did there's a lot of fan casting around. I can't remember. But there was someone did put up a good Marlene fan cast. I just can't remember who it is now. But no, good. So there you go, Loonies. Again, the link to this trailer will be in the show notes. Go check it out. Have a watch before you or watch while you listen to this as well. It's very well done, very highly recommended, and a very enjoyable chat again with you, Justin.
Thank you very much, Ray. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was great. Great chatting with you again. Yeah.
Well, since we are recording this early in time, there is no feedback for this, but as always, would really love to hear what you think of this trailer. I know once it dropped late last year, a lot of loonies were very happy with it, very excited by it. So I might put up another discussion thread closer to the airing of this show and this episode, and let us know your thoughts on it. What made it work for you? How the actors looked, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and what would you have liked to have seen in the trailer too? What was missing?
Yeah. Oh, Morpheus. That'd be very hard to do.
Morpheus.
You have to get something from the. To get like something from Jeff Goldblum's The Fly or something. I don't know. Well, once again, Justin, a big thank you. Where can, if people want to contact the Owl, where can they find you?
I'm kind of on the Facebook ITK group, the page. I'm a presence on there every week, so they can drop me a line on there somewhere.
Excellent.
But that's it. Yeah, no Twitter or any of that stuff for now.
No, for sure. Excellent. Well, Justin's in and around the traps there in the Facebook group and page and stuff. So, and any thoughts, just send them out the Owl's way.
If you want to chat about Silver Sable or Sleepwalk or anything, I'd be happy to. Oh, and I wanted to interject something too quick. The first time that we chatted, Ray, I mentioned Whisper. I had a recommendation from the Loonies called Whisper, and you asked me if that comic book had been collected in any edition, and I said no. Well, I was doing some research about Whisper not too long ago, and I discovered that they had actually released about a year ago, and kind of an omnibus edition collecting,
nice,
I think 7-8 issues or something like that.
Okay.
So that was released about a year ago, and that is available if anybody is interested in Whisper. I wanted to correct myself from last time. Yeah.
I know, well done, great stuff. Well, if you don't mind, if you can send me the details, I'll add it into the show notes as well. And and for anyone interested in that, in Whisper, go check it out. By all means, it sounds really good.
Yeah, and written by Stephen Grant as well.
Yes.
Our Moon Knight alias.
We just need a Jake Lockley penned story. Would be good as well.
That'd
Probably
be a good one.
Yeah,
there'd be a lot of expletives in that one. We'd have to,
a little bit more manic.
Yeah.
A huge thank you, Justin. Thank you so much, and hopefully we can jump on board to discuss other segments such as Tigra, which I know is there's plenty to chat about.
Definitely, yes. Looking forward to
that. Next phase, Loonies, will be a new week, which will be episodes 185 and 186. So at the top of that next week, we'll have again our idle chats with a Moon Knight related just discussion, speculations, maybe what we liked, maybe our top 5, top 10s, maybe some others, anything to do with Moon Knight. We're going to discuss it, have a good old yarn, plus any news as well. And 186, which will come out later in that week. It's a last quarter, so that means it's an Over the Moon, an arc review. So myself and a guest will be looking at an arc of Moon Knight of our choice. And it should be always fun to revisit. As mentioned, sorry, Justin?
Oh, that'll be great. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah. I mean, there's still plenty to choose from. So many different eras. I'm always thinking of the Mark Spector Moon Knight era, but there's plenty more. I mean, like Greg Hurwitz, we haven't even touched that hardly. So, plenty to choose from. As always, I mentioned at the top of the show, a big thank you to our patroonies, similar to Justin the Owl here. Always great to have patroonies and loonies jumping in onto the show as well. Look, this show's all for everyone. It's all just run by fans, so so it's always fun to have. On patreon.com/ITK Moon Knight, that's where you can find our Patreon page. Check out the incentives, check out the bonuses, check out the tiers. If you feel compelled to do so, please throw some coin our way. It will be very much appreciated. Sponsored by Hello Headphones. As mentioned, if you use the code ITK Moon Knight, you will get 10% off their online store. Go get yourself some nice earphones, snuggle up to your chair, and just immerse yourself in podcasts. We also are proud sponsors. We are sponsored by Dreamland Comics. If you use the code MOON, you will get 20% off their online store. So any of your back issues, any of your Silver Sable, any of your Sleepwalker that you need, go check it out. I'm sure they'll have it as well. We are affiliate members to Entertainment Earth, so if you use the link on our show, anything you purchase will help prop up the show as well. And we are members of The Collective, so a band of podcasters who all kind of like our geeky, superhero-y, character-based stuff. So a big shout-out this week to Signal of Doom, Resurrections, Thanos and Adam Warlock podcast, and TV Podcast Industries. I mean, there's like 20 or so on the list. Go check it out in the link. They're all good, so entertaining, so much fun, and something for everyone. And finally, you can catch us on email at itkmoonnight@gmail.com. Drop us a line there if you have something that you want to chat about. I'm always receptive to chatting, as well as we're on Facebook on a page and a group. We're on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, Get Vocal. We've got a website. And on Podchaser too. So if you want to give us a review, it will be very much appreciated on either Apple Podcasts or Podchaser. That will help us as well get out there a little bit more. Anyway, keep your eyes peeled on our social media platforms for more details of our upcoming episodes. And once again, Justin, a huge thank you again. I'm already thinking of maybe what kind of comics we could talk about later as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah.
You like the classic stuff, right? The earlier stuff.
Yeah. Most of the stuff that my knowledge is revolving around is the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, but I think after 2010 it kind of trailed off. And
Okay. Because I remember we chatted about the really cool backup stories with Mark as a mercenary before his Moon Knight days. That was really cool to cover.
Yes, that was in the last chat we had. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. So plenty of I guess what do you call them? Like plenty of little nuggets of really good stories in the earlier classics.
Little diamonds in the rough. Yeah.
That's it. A huge thank you, Justin. And catch you later, loonies. As always, may Khonshu watch over the denizens of the night. See ya.
Moon Knight and affiliated characters, stories and events are properties of Marvel Characters Incorporated. Materials used and discussed within the podcast are intended for critique and review purposes only under the fair dealing concept of the current Copyright Act. The views, information, or opinions expressed during the podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of the copyright owners.